Hello everyone and welcome to Policenauts. I just wanted to give a brief little message at the start of this video before we get into it, which talks about the setup and the layout of this Let's Play. I streamed the first episode because I wasn't expecting to turn this into a pre-recorded Let's Play, but that's what it's going to end up being going forward. So I just wanted to really set that expectation for Policenauts that it's not going to be a live streamed playthrough edited for the channel. I tested it out for the first episode to check it out because a lot of people were talking to me around the time I was playing Metal Gear Solid saying like maybe this wouldn't be like a suitable game for like a Let's Play, but like check it out and you can hang out on stream or something like that and we'll play it together. So I did that, and I think after playing about an hour of the game, I was really sitting there going, you know what? This would actually be so much better as a Let's Play, at least for me, I think in my style, because there's a lot of dialogue, there's a lot of that story, and needing to pay attention and focus and take all of that in, because instantly the world like hooked me with all of the different ways that you can get information and dialogue, and I'm having a lot of fun with just starting out on Policenauts, so I'd really like to focus it more into a pre-recorded Let's Play like I do with everything else on my channel. So I did just want to give that heads up that yes, for the first episode there is a live stream component to it, but going forward it will be a pre-recorded Let's Play as you've come to expect on this channel, which will allow me to focus much more on that dialogue and that story and really allow myself to get immersed in that without any distractions. So just wanted to give that quick note at the beginning of this playthrough. I hope you guys enjoy. Policenauts is a lot of fun so far. It was really, really cool to just have a little bit of a stream for the first hour of gameplay, and it took me by surprise. So I'll let you get into the video now, so thanks for at least tuning into the intro part where I can at least communicate how I'm going to set up the rest of the playthrough, and enjoy the video. Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to Policenauts. Welcome to the early days of Konami and Kojima. Good morning and good evening wherever you are, wherever you're watching from. We're playing Policenauts for the first time, and I have no idea what to expect, except that the theme song for Policenauts was used at the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 1, and I think that's cool. Something to do with police in space. Policenauts, quite literally. 1996. We're playing an English translation for the PlayStation 1, which was supplied to me ages ago at this point, and I finally have decided to give it a look. All I know is that it's Kojima. That's it. And we have that lovely beat that plays when you open up Metal Gear Solid 1. So I didn't know that it's actually the Policenauts theme that just carried over into MGS. Let me check out some options. Subtitles on. Honestly, it surprises me when games that are like this old have the option for subtitles. A lot of games do not have the option for subtitles, especially in this day and age. There's a lot of games that I'd love to play that we kind of have to deal with there being no subtitles, and it's always a bit of a sad thing. This game having subtitles and captions is awesome. It has a cursor speed, so I'm going to assume that we control a cursor in this game, and we'll just do, I guess, default controls and start a new game. I'm just gonna jump right in, and we'll see what Policenauts is all about. Let's see. Which memory card do you want to use? Memory card number 1. Okay, game also has autosave. Game also has autosave. Policenauts. That's another thing is like, obviously this game is in Japanese, but it has English subtitles. That's the part of this game that is different. We have an English translation with the subtitles. Welcome, Leon. Welcome. So I believe this game did not get an actual official English release.
2010年、人類初のスペースコロニービヨンドコーストが完成し、人類の宇宙への本格的進出。
2010。
2013年、コロニーへの一般市民の移住に伴い、数十万の移住者たちの治安を守るため、俺たち5人の宇宙訓練を受けた警官が選抜され。
2013. I don't know. Isn't XCOM more recent though? This game's from 1996.
ニューヨーク市警からサルバトーレとスカニー、そしてロサンゼルス市警から俺とエド・ブラウン。世界中の警察からえりすぐられた俺たちは警察権限を持つ宇宙飛行士と。
Got that old school anime style, which I love. You know what I might do? Would you guys prefer if I like read out the subtitles out loud instead of the voice dialogue? Because I can like do that. We can just restart and I can just read out the subtitles. I know that it can be hard to keep up with subtitles sometimes. You have to like be glued to the screen. We're just watching a Kojima anime right now. Alright, sweet. We'll see how we go. Gates Becker is apparently one of the characters. That's all I know. Just in my webcam. 25 years later, dude. Okay, so the game's set in 2010. So now it's 2025. The future. Konami presents. That's cool. I always love like an 80s or 90s view of like the future in like what the 2000s would look like. So this is 1996's view on 2025? That's crazy. Home. Hideo Kojima game. Nice, we got our opening credit sequence. We're like playing an anime. Old Los Angeles 2040. Hang on. Okay, we're in 2040, not 2025. I mean 2035. Alright, I messed it up. It's fine. Maths. We don't need maths. Where we're going, we don't need maths. Oh, this is awesome. This is like cyberpunk noir aesthetic in the year 2040. Smoking cigarettes made it to 2040. They still have photos in frames as well. It's always good to see the things that last. That's something that I love though, when like retrofuturism has a lot of old things, and I just find that awesome. Written and directed by Hideo Kojima. Interestingly enough, so the game was originally set in it said it was set in 2010, and then 25 years later should be 2035. But I guess they're pushing it a little bit further to 2040. This is so interesting. Prologue. Home. I'm really curious to see how this game plays now with what we've been exposed to so far, because it just feels like we're like... It just feels like we're sitting down to watch an anime movie.
Jonathan Ingram.
Jonathan Ingram.
年前、スペースコロニーのビヨンドコーストでポリスノーツとして働いていた。もっとも、エンプス事故で宇宙をさまよっていた俺にはわずか数年前のことにしか思えない。まだ生々しい記憶だ。妻や友人、仕事、何もかも30年前に置いてきてしまった。あの事故で過去を失った俺はこの
music is so good.
LA でネゴシエーターまがいの探偵をしている。
Old LA. Literally looks like Akira or Blade Runner. It's so cool.
脱獄犯の逮捕などやばい依頼ばかりだ。だが俺みたいな過去をなくした男にはそんな世の中の海がなければ飯も食っていけない。せいぜい腹いっぱいになるまで頑張るしかないか。
So we were a policenaut. We were an astronaut who suffered an accident in 2010.
依頼人が来るまで何をしようか。この部屋には俺の過去を示すものがたくさんある。前方の壁には新聞の切り抜きや写真が。机の上にはあいつとの写真。どれも記憶の空白を埋めるものばかりだ。
I see. Cursor. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. It's a little... Okay. This would work very well on a PC, but like, obviously this is on PlayStation 1, so we're using the joystick on a controller. So we've got, like, there was an accident that took place in 2010, and then fast forward in the future, I guess, like, it time traveled him, or he was put in, like, what, sleep or stasis until 2040, and now he's living his new world. So Jonathan Ingram, it's a beer can. It's empty. A beer can. They used to use aluminium for cans before, but these ones are made from biodegradable plastic. Oh, nice. Okay. This is a Brady oil lighter. They're the manufacturer of the only lighter still in production. You don't need lighters or matches for today's bent cigarettes. Bent cigarettes are cigarettes that don't produce any secondary smoke, which you light simply by breaking off the end. I say light, but there's no actual fire involved. They work off a chemical reaction, and even the leaves are specially processed. They don't give off any smoke or ash and make a room more pleasant, but they're not my thing. Ah, the cigarettes of the future. That's cool. These are Muslims, the only cigarettes in the world that still give off secondary smoke. I don't like the pure bent cigarettes you get today. These are mixed cigarettes, part conventional, part bent. The only brand I touch now is Muslims. Kojima and smoking is such an interesting journey, huh? Especially when you factor in, like, how smoking plays a part in Metal Gear Solid and the message surrounding that. This is an ashtray I stumbled across at an antique store. It wasn't easy finding one of these. You don't need an ashtray for bent cigarettes, after all. The butts are starting to overflow. I guess I should empty it. This is great. I already like the writing and the dialogue and stuff that's been written in. And it's classic Kojima giving a bunch of information for stuff. He's a very informative guy. Ooh, and it changes. This is my baby, a Beretta 92F. I've used one since I was a cop. She's a bona fide recoil gun, equipped with a laser sight. I use special 10-round magazines with armor-piercing bullets. I don't carry her, so I can go around shooting everything in sight. She's strictly for protection. Yeah, we just got the entire lore of cigarettes right in the opening. Kojima cigarette lore. So good. Let's look at our badge. This is a replica of the badge I had in LAPD. Sure does take me back. There's a picture from those days on the wall. Let's have a look at the photos. This is a photo of me and Lorraine at Lucas World.
Lorraine.
俺
のワイフ。いや、それも過去のことだ。俺があの事故を起こした後、ビヨンドで再婚したらしい。今では他人のワイフだ。日本人とアメリカ人との2世。あいつにはどこか神秘的なところがあった。
So is that 24th of December 2010 or 2000? I can't. I think that might be 2010 or 2000. One of those. Oh, nope. There you go. You can actually click on the date and it tells you December 24th, 2008. It's so hard to read pixelated text. This was our first Christmas together. I've still got the watch she gave me. It's one of those radio-controlled types. It was state-of-the-art at the time. Oh, you can click on different parts of the image and it gives you information about it. That's cool. Lorraine was a student at UCLA. We met after her place got broken into. She was so naive. The things she'd do sometimes. Oh, there we go. Look at us, young and in love. And he said something about being a cop young in the academy. So it does change sometimes. Yeah, you have to click at a very specific... spot. And then it tells you the thing. Still hard to believe it's been over 30 years. Yeah, and then sometimes there's extra dialogue. Gotcha. This is me and Lorraine on our wedding day. I was still a cop here in LA. Lorraine dropped out of UCLA after we got engaged. I remember discovering my rental tux didn't fit right before the ceremony. I originally had a black tuxedo. In those days, my life revolved around my job and Lorraine. Lorraine was like an angel in her wedding dress. I still wear my red wedding ring. He still wears the wedding ring. Alright. Is this the phone answering machine? I pressed look. There we go. This is a piece of paper with information on a client. I've been asked to look for their 4-year-old son. You just don't see many ransom kidnappings nowadays. It's safer for the kidnappers to quickly sell off the victim's organs to organ buyers, and they're guaranteed to see a return that way too. So kidnapping is not a thing anymore. They're just take them and sell their organs on the black market. I've got a bad feeling about this one. Interesting. This is a video phone with a built-in printer, though I've disabled the video from my end. Most of the cases come in over the phone. Clients don't particularly like meeting up in person. Alright, well, it looks like I've got a message. Ah, there you go. You have to highlight the thing specifically and say, play messages. I'm way behind on my bill. I keep expecting to get cut off any day now. Okay, so he even has additional dialogue when you pick things a second time. Yeah, here we go. Okay, fuck. This is the thing with Kojima. He gets you to repeat multiple things for more dialogue when you like talk to more people or figure things out. Like this is the thing with like in Metal Gear Solid with the codec. He always gets you to talk to people multiple times. So we can get more cigarette lore, guys. You can still light a Muslim by breaking off the end, but using a lighter adds to the flavor. They give off a little smoke and ash, though not as much as real ones did. Everything else is like smoking air as far as I'm concerned. Oh, you can even light one. They only sell them through direct order now, so they aren't as easy to get a hold of as before. I'll hold off for now. I just had one a few minutes ago. Besides, I'm running low as it is. It's my Brady lighter. Almost all containers are made from biodegradable plastic, which he said. A lot of old farmland is now used to let these things decompose. This is an investigation report to a client, though I haven't gotten very far with it. It was another child kidnapping, but my negotiations with the kidnappers failed. I couldn't save the child. He's probably already been cut apart and his organs trafficked to buyers. Sorry, kid. You hate to see a case end like this. Oh, wow. I got this pen when I was in LAPD. The mayor gave it to me all along with the award on the wall. It was a pretty nice pen for the time. Can I look at the wall as well, then? I can, and it'll just shift. Ah, there we go. Dude, there's so much information we haven't even moved yet. We're still on this desk. There's so much Policenauts lore. This is a newspaper article from when I was rescued from the EMPS's survival bowl 3 years ago. 25 years of wandering, miracle recovery. Policenauts astronaut Ingram. The headline reads, 25-year lost voyage. Policenaut Ingram's miraculous return. Spent 25 years inside this thing waiting to be found. Okay, so it was like in stasis for 25 years. I've had cosmophobia ever since. I just can't go back out there anymore. I'll read some of the article. Policenaut Jonathan Ingram, presumed dead after an accident during a spacewalk in an EMPS prototype 25 years ago, has been rescued by the unmanned exploration vessel Propaganda. His miraculous survival is being attributed to the fact that he transferred himself to an equipped life pod at the time of the accident and remained in cold sleep the entire time. He's gathering attention as a living example of the effects of 25 years of cold sleep on the human body. It took over a year for my muscles to return to normal after I got back. Okay, so I think wherever you pick, this is the same. No, I meant to get his head. This is a picture of me taken when I was a Policenaut. Cool. This was a relatively small article in a corner of the newspaper. Can I click on different ones? Oh, hang on. Just checking if... Yes, they are different. Cool. This is a newspaper article written at the time of Beyond Coast's completion. It was written 28 years before the article about my rescue. The headline reads, Long envisioned colony complete. New era for mankind begins. This is a picture of Beyond Coast right after it was completed. The only thing they hadn't finished was the agricultural ring. Okay. Here they point out Beyond's location in space. It's in orbit around the L5 Lagrangian point. It's the red dot. Basic construction of the world's first outer space colony, Beyond Coast, underway for several years near Lagrangian point L5, was completed yesterday. The first wave of immigration will be centered around scientists and engineers who will spend 14 months performing checks and gathering data. Immigration is scheduled to be opened to the general public in 3 years' time. Nice. You guys are getting that Apocalypse Let's Play experience on stream right now when we just sit here and we read all of the lore. If you watched a Death Stranding playthrough, you know what you're about to get into. Except live. I have a model of Beyond on top of one of the filing cabinets. Right, let's try another article. I don't know if you guys are going to just find this stream boring or not. This is a newspaper article about my accident that occurred during the EMPS spacewalk outside Beyond. It was written 3 years after the one about Beyond's completion. This is a picture taken during the test spacewalk of the Yuri model EMPS. It was a prototype police suit for use outside the colony, the successor to NASA's MMU. This image was taken from a camera aboard a nearby space shuttle. This was me and the Yuri as we were released from the hangar. The headline reads, EMPS prototype malfunctions, Policenaut Ingram missing. I'll read some of the article. A malfunction occurred in the vernier thrusters of the Yuri EMPS prototype during a test spacewalk of the device yesterday. The Yuri had been scheduled to be used by the Policenauts outside the colony. The EMPS has since vanished without a trace. The Yuri is equipped with a survival bowl, but because an SOS signal can't be isolated, the chances of test pilot Jonathan Ingram being found alive are thought to be slim. The official test had been scheduled for tomorrow. I remember what Salvatore said. Whatever you do, don't screw this up, Johnny boy. Everyone back home is going to be watching. There were still a lot of people opposed to space development back then. It all happened so fast. Before I knew it, the 4 of them were gone. Everything after that's a blur. Next time I opened my eyes, I was lying on a hospital bed. There's a picture of me taken around the time of the accident. Alright. Perfect. Alright, let's back out of that one. And then we've just got one more, which I think is this one. If I can... If I can get it. There you go. One more. It's a Russian one. This is a newspaper article reporting on the success of the first manned mission to Mars. Elon Musk, eat your heart out. I took part in it while undergoing my Policenauts training. It was written the year before the article about the EMPS accident. The newspaper is the paper of the CIS, the Commonwealth of Independent States. The Confederacy of Independent Systems. With battle droids. The headline reads, Man walks on Mars, global collaboration makes history. This is a picture of me encountering a Mars rover on the surface. It was sent to Mars with the Mars 96 mission. That's so cool. I'll read some of the article. The 4 astronauts, among them Policenaut Jonathan Ingram of the collaborative Mars project between Russia, America, and Japan, touched down on the Red Planet yesterday. This new chapter in space history comes 40 years after man first set foot on the moon. So, this article was dated in what, like 2009? Guys, we haven't been to Mars yet. Kojima had such high hopes for humanity back then. He was like 40 years after the moon landing. We disappointed you. We disappointed him. These cabinets are filled with information on past cases and clients. They're not exactly a pleasant read, but the papers inside are worth their weight in gold. Oh, this is the model of the Beyond thing, right? This is a miniature of Beyond. Ed made it for me. Ed's in a couple of pictures on the wall. Oh, these pictures here. God, I love how he keeps going, there's these things on the wall, and it's like dialogue that like gets you to go and check out other things in the room. I was given this award by the mayor back when I was a cop. Me and Ed were a well-known team in LAPD. There's the photo. This photo was taken to commemorate the selection of the Policenauts. 5 officers out of all the world's police organizations were chosen and trained. We were called the Original Cops after the Mercury program's original 7. We're wearing ejection escape suits here. These are obsolete now. Back then, everyone thought the orange-colored suits were cool. They actually do look pretty cool, huh? That's Salvatore Toscanini. He came from NYPD. Apparently he resigned from Beyond Coast Police over 10 years ago. That's Gates Becker. He came from Scotland Yard in the UK. I heard he's risen pretty high up through the ranks of Beyond Coast Police. That's Joseph Sadoki Tokugawa. He came from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department in Japan. He's now the head of the Tokugawa Group.
Edo Brown.
Edo Brown.
俺の人生で最も信
The
用
one guy I trust with my life, my best friend, and a good partner. That's Ed. I love how there's only certain pieces of dialogue that trigger a little musical piece, and his actual, like, him actually speaking. So far he's spoken about his ex-wife and Ed Brown. That's Ed. He was chosen out of LAPD along with me. He's the best pal. Hey Rogue Ninja, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Reading Policenauts with Mapo. I was absolutely ecstatic, but Lorraine, she was against me going to space. Then when I went to Mars, that was when he started to drift apart. When we started to drift apart. After this was taken, I left Lorraine behind on home and moved to Beyond. Ed's still on Beyond as far as I know. Maybe I'll give Ed another call if my next case turns out well. Sadaoki could be an intimidating dude at times. Salvatore was a bit of an oddball. I never could put my finger on it, but there was just something about him. Sort of guy you don't easily forget anyway. Gates had a real passion for justice. He was always the leader. Cool. And one more photo on the wall here. John and Ed. This is a picture from when I was in LAPD. Me and my partner Ed were always together. That badge on my desk is a replica of the one I had there. This is definitely 2010. I can read that at least. March 12th, 2010. Holy shit! It's March 12th today! Dude, it's March 12th today! How convenient. For you guys it might be March 11th, but it's March 12th for me today. I was like, wait a minute! Wait a minute! Ryden, do you know what day it is tomorrow? April 30th. Me and Lorraine were a happy husband and wife. Wait, what? Ah. I thought I was like confused about this. I realized he's talking about the date. He was still married. March 12th, 2010. I was in narcotics at the time. I was reckless with a pretty short fuse. I would have had a Beretta with me here too. Me and Ed had been good friends since the academy. We were a well-known team in narcotics. That award is a product of our work together. Ed was in the bomb squad before he joined narcotics. There was a lot of terrorist activity back then. He looks a good deal younger here compared to the Policenauts photo. My life felt so complete. Look at me. Full of confidence. I'm like a totally different person. We stayed close when we were Policenauts too. I haven't seen him since my accident. Catch up, guys. It's about time. I think I've just... Ooh. Well, well, who's this? A client actually showing up on time. It's open. I didn't get to listen to the messages on my video phone. I did everything else. Hello, Jonathan. Lorraine, my wife, from the past. Lorraine Hojo. Surprised? It's been what? 28 years? What are you doing here? Look at you. You haven't changed a bit. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit. I could probably pass for your mother now. But why? Why now? I don't expect you to forgive me. I know I've got a lot of nerve coming here. You're the only one who can help me. What's wrong? Some things happened to my husband. I see. Alright. Well, come on in. To be honest, I'd rather not. You wouldn't recognize me. I just wouldn't feel comfortable. Fair enough, Lorraine. Or should it be, ma'am? At any rate, you'll need to fill me in. Did I miss my opportunity to listen to the messages on the phone? I did literally everything else. I did everything else because silly me assumed that the flashing thing on the phone would be how to proceed with the game, because that seems to be the thing that's like taking your attention. So I was like, I'll do everything else first. But apparently, it's still pushed ahead anyway. Jonathan, I think I'm being followed. Hold on, I'll take a look. It's alright, I don't see anyone. Oh, that's because I looked at the window. Are you sure? Yeah, it's all in your head. Jonathan, don't look at me like that. I'm 55 now. What the fuck? No doubt about it. It's really her. That's a nice coat you've got. Yeah, I guess. If you can afford it, why not, right? You're best not wandering around this area dressed like that. It's crazy how many different points that you can look at and get dialogue. That's really neat. Maybe you shouldn't keep looking outside. I don't want to find out someone really is out there. Is that an Ellis? They cost a fortune here. Yeah, but this one's a little old. They're all the rage on home, too. Ellis changes the design of its bags every year while producing them in limited numbers, then destroys all the originals. That's why they're so expensive, is it? Lorraine? Ah, ask about and talk about. Ask about... Okay, talk about yourself, Old LA. I feel like this stuff is not relevant to the main scenario, so I'll ask this stuff first. I'll ask about yourself. Alright, well, why don't I tell you about what's been going on with me? I've been working as a private investigator the past few years. As you've probably guessed, finding work can be a bit of a struggle. But I'm managing. I see. That's good to hear. Old LA. Not a whole lot's changed since me and you lived here. New LA is a separate place just up north. We get the odd bit of snow like today as well. Some real crazy weather. Snow in LA. The metro shut down once the ghettos completely took over too. That's cool. So like, I actually do like this system. It works quite well for this type of game to go into. Ask yourself, ask about this, talk about this, and then it has like all the things, and you can trigger cutscenes and stuff. On home, kidnappings are becoming almost as frequent as rapes and robberies. Trafficking people's more profitable than drugs or prostitution now. That's terrible. Okay, that's talk about. Now we'll ask about. The request seems like the main one, so I'm going to go backwards. Oh no! Pigs Beyond. Why don't we get to it then? What's Beyond like these days? Wait, okay, I think we're okay. Like you were saying, this place doesn't look like it's changed much. Beyond's different. A lot different. You wouldn't recognize it either. Everything's settled down there. It's pretty much like any ordinary city now. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Alright, her family. You have any kids, Lorraine? I have a daughter. Her name's Karen. She's had a child with her new husband. Alright, let's... Oh, I can ask about her daughter now. Cool. Where does your daughter live? Karen is a news anchor on Beyond. A news anchor, huh? She's pretty famous there. I wonder if you get more dialogue if you pick it again. I'm going to ask again just to see if there's new dialogue. There is indeed. She'll be 27 soon. She's still single. Hard to believe you have a 26-year-old daughter. That would be a translation error because it literally just said 27. I am 55 now, remember? That's why I feel like there's a couple of... Because this is an like not an official translation. This is an English translation of a Japanese game. So probably that 25 years later thing was also, I would assume, incorrect as well, considering it's set like 30 years later in 2040. So you get more dialogue here, I think. Yeah. There's a lot of dialogue, as usual, which is easy to do when you're not voice acting every single line. There's still plenty of ways to make a buck around here for someone like me. I can imagine. They don't call it the Angelless City for nothing. Things are going alright. As long as I, you know, keep some realistic expectations, I'll survive.
Tabacco.
You smoke now?
Oh.
Yeah. Doesn't carry as much stigma here as it does out there. I never smoked before. Well, I was an astronaut back then. Yeah, cool. Alright, we'll talk. I'm gonna keep talking about this other stuff then. None of the friends or contacts I had are still around. But I do know guys in the same business. You married, Jonathan? I noticed your ring.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just keep a lot of old stuff around. This is from when we were together. Damned thing left a mark on my skin, you know. I see you still keep pictures of me too. Yeah. That's nice to know. Feels like it was all just the other day. I'm sorry. Interesting. I plan on staying here the rest of my life. I've no intention of going back to space. I can smoke as much as I want that way too. It's even more dangerous here now than it was when I was a cop. Just be careful, okay? Cool. Alright. Beyond will be celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. Things have slowly gone downhill over the years, though. You're always looking over your shoulder wherever you go now, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I read you. It's always been that way in the city. It's just the three of us, my husband, my daughter, and me. We all live together on Beyond. Alright, let's ask about her request. So, something's happened to your husband? Exactly 3 weeks ago, my husband, Kenzo Hojo, left for work and simply never came home. Been to his company and the police, but no one will help me. And now you're trying home. I have a real bad feeling about the whole thing. Maybe he went into hiding? Oh, come on. People don't just disappear on a space colony. It's impossible to stay hidden there. Had he received any threats? Not that I know. It's as if he just vanished into thin air. It doesn't fit the profile of a ransom kidnapping. You think someone's following you, huh? That's what it feels like. Could just be my imagination. Honestly, her being stood at an open door if someone's following her seems like a dangerous thing. Like someone could just come up from behind her because the door's not shut. Okay, we've got a Kenzo deal. So, you want me to look for him? Please find him. You're the only person I've got. Hard to look for someone when you don't know what they look like. I've got a photo of him with me. Please help my husband. Okay, Kenzo Hojo. So, this Hojo guy, what's he like? Well, Kenzo is also a Nisei. He works as a pharmaceutical engineer for Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals. Ah, Tokugawa. He's honest and hard-working. He'd never hurt anyone. Here's the picture I told you about. Looks like a nice enough guy. And you look happy. Yeah, I am. Was, anyway. I'll let you hang on to that, yeah? A little early for that, isn't it? I love how in that photo you can see the like the Photoshop marks of like like a PNG with like the grey and white squares in the background that isn't supposed to be there. Oh wow, the dialogue tree really opens up, hey. So this is Hojo. I actually don't have that many pictures of him. I'm sure it'll come in useful. Come in useful or come in handy? Alright, let's have a look. Please find him. You're the only person I've got. All I have is that 2D photo, though. Hojo's behavior. You notice anything unusual about your husband before he disappeared? All the years I knew him, he'd been your typical company employee. He'd get up, leave for work, then come walking through the door at the end of the day. Same schedule, day in, day out. Quite a change from my hours. But the past few months he'd become more unpredictable, you might say. You can't really draw anything concrete from that. You think he'd become involved in something, though? That's my gut feeling, yeah. If there were indications of some sort of trouble beforehand, the chances of it being a ransom kidnapping are pretty slim. He'd become angry and frightened. That wasn't like him. I'd never seen him break down like that before. So you're saying someone might have been targeting him for some reason? He never told me what was going on, whatever it was. How'd you guys meet? I moved to Beyond right after you went missing. After how much you hated it. I just wanted to be closer to you any way I could. I met Kenzo at that Nihonjin Matsuri run by Tokugawa. Nihonjin Matsuri? It's a festival for Japanese people on Beyond. So why were you there? I have Japanese blood too, remember? Forgive me, Jonathan. I couldn't have survived on my own. I was lonely. I wanted someone to be there. That's when Kenzo came along. Okay. Tokugawa. The conglomerate's reach doesn't stop at Beyond. They essentially run space, and Joseph Sadaoki Tokugawa runs the group. That's our dude that was in that photo. That's why I recognize Tokugawa. He's just as well known on home as he is out there. If Hojo's a Tokugawa employee, I suppose we can't totally rule out he was kidnapped. You could get good money out of that, I'd imagine. No one on Beyond would even think of messing with Tokugawa. They're too afraid of the retaliation. It wouldn't be worth it. They took advantage of the space development boom more than anyone. They essentially have the power to shape space's economy however they want. Is there a second wave of Japan bashing going on there? No, it's just the opposite. Thanks to Tokugawa, the colony's economy is flourishing. But everything else is another story. Okay. Clues. It's clues time. Lorraine, I'm gonna need more than just your instincts for this. Is there anything you'd consider clues? I have a few things Kenzo gave me. Some drug capsules and a piece of a leaf. I don't know what they mean, but they must be important. Okay. Capsules and a leaf. He said to me, if anything happens to me, give these to the police or someone you trust. That's quite a statement. See? And then he just disappears. Yeah, it's a long conversation, but remember, Jonathan offered her a seat. She doesn't want to come in. She's happy staying at the door. She chose not to come in. I know you haven't shown me those things yet. But is there anything else? There was one thing he kept mentioning. It was the word Plato. 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 You got me. You got me. Anything else? No, that's it. So will you take a look at the things Kenzo gave me? Alright, let's have a look. Capsules. I guess we'll start with the capsules. That them? Here they are. What are they for? I have no idea. I wonder if they're made by Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals. Will you hang on to them for me? Okay. Will you try and get them analyzed? Okay, we've got the leaf. And the leaf? That it there? That's a leaf, alright. Here it is. I've never seen a leaf like it. Why is it cut in half like this? It was like that when I got it. Can I give it to you to hold on to? Okay, ask about leaf. See if you can get it analyzed. Okay. And now Plato. Plato. Could he have said Pluto? To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. We still haven't been to Pluto though. Pluto was still considered a planet back then. Well, thanks for bringing me up to speed. There's certainly more to this than meets the eye. So you'll help me, right? Jonathan? I'll pay you whatever you want. Dollars or yen, just let me know. Hold on, Lorraine. Dude, you can decline the case. What? Why is there even there's a choice? We got all of that information. Then we go, you know what? Nah, I don't want to do it. Obviously we'll accept, but interesting that there's even a option to decline the case.
Lorraine.
I can't give you an answer today, Lorraine, but I will consider it. Okay. Jonathan, don't tell me you're not going to help me. I didn't say that. I just need some time to think. I'm still in shock. Sure. Thanks. I'll hang on to these in the meantime. Well, I'll be in touch. I'm staying at the Hotel New Rose in Beverly Hills until the weekend. Call me anytime. Jonathan. Again, I don't expect you to forgive me. I didn't wait for you. I'm sorry. I was so happy when I heard you'd been rescued. If only they'd found you a little sooner, things would have been different. I just wanted you to know that.
Lorraine.
How'd you get here, by the way? I rented a car at the hotel. This old classic. I see. I love the change in lighting through the windows, it's so good. Well, it was nice seeing you again. Bye. Yeah, you like decline the case, and then it just, the end pops up and the credits roll. We accepted, but then there was still like, I need some time to think it over. Maybe declining the case would have had the same
Lorraine.
The same outcome. Lorraine, I missed you too. Like you wouldn't believe. There's the old classic. Oh shit. Oh shit. Lorraine, get away from the car. Dude, holy shit. Well, I'm not playing that video message, am I? Where'd he go? Oh, what the fuck? He's got a gun! He's hidden behind the post box. Oh, what the fuck? Dude! No, this is so hard to do with on a controller, dude. I'm gonna run out of bullets. Oh my god. I'm in a boss fight. How do I reload? I'm out of ammo, dude. Oh, okay, there we go. Dude! This is so funny. I know I'm hitting you. What the fuck? Move, damn it. Dude, this is crazy. Great. Now where'd you disappear? Oh, this is so cool, man. Where is he? Where is he? Can we go across the screen? No. He's just still here somewhere? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it. Should I shoot something? Oh, is that him behind the thing? Shoot him in the foot. Yep, it is. Oh, he's gonna use him as a cover. In the head, baby. It was just his foot. Dude. Oh shit, I almost shot her, I think. I don't know. Fuck. Fucking... This is like Sniper Wolf all over again, dude. I think I just avoided shooting that woman. Because she's fine, I think. Maybe it's a statue, because I feel like that they would have run away or moved. Maybe it's just a statue. He ran down the alley. I've got you now. Dude! What a surprise. I did not expect there to be like... I was like, oh, this is like a point-and-click cursor type experience. But you actually have combat segments. And it's not too bad. That's the restaurant's sign. It's purposefully low-key. This is your last place you'd want to take your kids. It comes off as some innocent little bistro, but their real business is selling VR child porn. God. Okay. I love how you can do this thing where you, like, need to pursue them because there's, like, time is sensitive, but then you're like, well, I want to investigate my environments. And then you find out that this restaurant is a front for horrible things. It's disgusting. He didn't go in here. He escaped down the alley. This place is pretty well known around here. This is a strip club filled with so-called women who've undergone complete sex changes. I was inside for a case once. They're called biovestites? People who've had sex changes through gene therapy. Gene therapy. That's a familiar concept, isn't it? Genome soldiers. This city's famous for them, unfortunately. It's the club sign. It's decked out in neon. I wouldn't set foot in here again on a normal day, let alone right now. It's a mailbox. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I love how you can choose to go inside. He escaped down the alley. I've got no reason to go in there. He's like, I wouldn't set foot in there. Go inside. I wouldn't set foot in here again. Alright, we can't go over to the another screen or anything. Oh no, we can! Oh, we can also save the game here. Okay, so if you look off to the off-screen, you can save your game. Cool, that's good to know. File saved. Okay. Cool. Just go off screen and then you can go into the system and everything. I'm gonna up my... I think that's actually quite comfortable. And the default controls are fine. Cool. In that case, we can move. Enter alley. Go to Lorraine. Cool. Oh, shit. This looks like a choice. Because if you enter the alley, you chase after someone who's associated to the case and potentially trying to murder Lorraine to throw people off the trail. But then if we go to Lorraine, I feel like it'll give time for the killer to get away. The power of love. I'm worried about Lorraine, but I need to go after that guy. Okay, never mind. I was thinking that there would be like a choice-based thing for a second there, but there you go. We can't go back to Lorraine. It like makes a point to say. There's some snow at the side of the road. Alright, it's alleyway time. It's an alleyway. Goes back quite a bit. Into alley. Okay, here we go. Run after this guy. Lorraine can wait. The snow trail. Where's he gone? So much for following his footprints. That snow obviously didn't stick here. What's this then? There's some kind of liquid on the ground. Oh, so that's not snow that he dragged with him. It looks like milk? No. White blood! He's running artificial blood. Guys, it's Raiden. This is actually so cool. When you're seeing like these Kojima story points in Policenauts in 1996 that get like picked up or reused in Metal Gear Solid. Like we've got the gene therapy stuff going on for the genome soldiers and all of that kind of stuff. We've got the white artificial blood that Raiden rocks in Metal Gear Solid 4. This is blood? It leads further back. That's awesome. It might be hiding in there. It's too dark to see from here. Alright, well how do I move? Looks like it continues further back. There we go. Advance. Alright. I'll check out that hollow on the right while I'm at it. Not here. I'll keep going. Where is he? More blood. He must be around here. These garbage bags have been placed next to the dumpster. They're made out of biodegradable plastic. The plastic has started to decompose. They must have been here a while. This was done with spray paint. This definitely doesn't look like blood. Fuck. This wall's got pipes going up and down it. These pipes, they have barbed wire on them. I doubt anyone could climb them. Good touch. It's like Kojima thinks of everything. These are wooden boxes filled with empty bottles. They'd be the perfect size for somebody to hide behind. He certainly could be in there. There's something about it, actually. I'd better be careful around there. He's losing a hell of a lot. The trail stops here, meaning he couldn't be far away. There's a drum up ahead. Oh, here we go. Ooh, he's hiding in a bag. It's gonna be a cat. No, don't make me shoot the cat. It's definitely not in the bag, dude. The bag is so small. Watch it be a cat. I swear to God. Oh, it's just a rat behind the bag? There he is. Fuck.
Yes, sir.
There he is. I was like, there's gonna be a cat in a bag, don't shoot it. Oh my god. I'm gonna be so close with the cursor, dude. I swear to God. Right, I can reload whenever I want. I don't have to wait for the clip to be empty. That's good. Oh. Did I get him? Got him. Gotta be quick on the draw here, dudes. I don't get it. I've definitely hit him. This guy even human? Nah, mate. This dude's an android or some shit. Or a cyborg. He's a cyborg ninja. He escaped ahead. I gotta follow him. Dude, the music is so good in this game, too. I am not gonna let you get away. Quick, advance down the alley. Come on. Nobody's this fast. He wrote, I'll kill you in his blood on the floor. Whatever, it's dead on anyway. There's something else on the ground. He wrote, I'll kill you in his blood. He had enough time. He had enough time to like run away. He's like, quick, quick, let me get my blood. Let me paint. I'll kill you. It's writing. It's different from the graffiti on that dumpster. I'll kill you. Bastard. There's some kind of game to you? We're literally playing an anime cyberpunk noir thriller game from Kojima, of all people. Like, that's a pretty great combination of stuff. Especially as a cyberpunk and like Blade Runner style fan. This is awesome. This is great. He left this message for me. He should still be around here though. He wrote this in his own blood. The guy's a psycho. I can't see very well, but I'm pretty sure this is a dead end up ahead. Is there anything up here? It's a concrete wall. I don't see anywhere he could hide. I don't think he'd hide in the same place twice. I don't think you could climb this. The wall goes all the way back. There's nowhere he could hide. There's nowhere to hide anywhere. Okay, it's a dead end. I just don't get it. There's nowhere he could have gone. Let's advance. It's a dead end up here. There's no need to hurry. I should check out this area a little more. Okay. There are more wooden boxes here. These are empty, though. He doesn't look like he's here. More boxes here, too. There isn't enough room to hide behind these. Okay. Any places to hide here? What do you want from me? Any places to hide? I don't think you could climb this. Oh, you can advance and retreat. I can't turn back now after following him all the way here. Okay, never mind. And what am I looking at here? I'm slightly confused. It won't let me advance. If he comes running down here, I have a perfect shot at him. Oh, there we go. Okay. We just have to look around enough, and then we just wait, I guess. Now it finally progresses. Oh, he's on a bike. The bike in the alleyway trick. He's like, I've got him cornered. Not when he pulls out his bike. They'll be going after Lorraine. Fuck! God damn it. I let him get away. Do you want to save? Yes, I do. I do want to save. Not bad. I think with that one, guys, I have come to a decision with Policenauts that I don't think that this game is suitable for a stream. I wanted to see what this game was like, and I didn't know if it would be a Let's Play or a pre-recorded game, but this has a lot of dialogue and a lot of sitting down and reading that I actually think I'd like to pre-record and do this in a Let's Play format. I thought that it could be fun to check out on stream, but I've realized while playing this, because it's essentially a lot of me sitting down and reading stuff that I usually do, that I don't know if this fits on a stream, you know what I mean? So I think what I'm actually going to do is I would love to continue this game, and I'm definitely going to keep playing it, but I think I'm going to try and I'm going to edit this first episode into an actual proper Let's Play episode, and then I'm going to continue playing Policenauts as a pre-recorded Let's Play. I think I've come to that decision, especially after about an hour of playing this, that it's a lot of fun, but I think there are certain games that suit streams more, and this isn't one of them. This was a lot of fun to share with you for the past hour, though, for you guys to sit and listen to me read you an anime story. But I'm gonna continue playing for sure, but I'll definitely be posting it on the channel in a different sort of setup. So I'm gonna save the game here, and we're going to leave the playthrough for now. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. We'll round out this stream because I'd like to continue playing in a different way, in a way that I can just focus on the dialogue and the lore of Policenauts, because there's a lot to take in. So I'd like to continue and keep my focus on the game itself. So I'll bring this stream to a close. I wanted to test it out. I wanted to give it a trial run. I'm like, I want to finally have a look at Policenauts, because I've been saying that I would play or look at Policenauts for like a long time now, very long time now. So with that one, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Brain Juice, hello, and Vicky Ducky, thank you so much for popping in and giving me some kind words as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. As always, I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun, but stay tuned for some more Policenauts. I'll drop more episodes on the channel, because this is great. I love the vibe of this game. I love that it's essentially just like a click, like a cursor, like click and investigate stuff with a bit of combat and just like cool music, cool dialogue. And it's Kojima. It's got that style all over it, so I really love it. So thank you so much for tuning in for like a quick little short stream just to test out Policenauts. It's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to play more. As always, guys, your support is much appreciated. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time.